Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well today. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield, McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We have been busier than
Shoo,
I
my
don't know what.
Lanta.
We have been busy.
Yes.
Um, Guys, let us reiterate before we get started.
Okay.
This is not about Buford Pusser to Sheila and I. It's not just because it's Buford Pusser. This could be anybody. We would take up, had this been somebody's name, Mike Elam,
Hmm.
Oakley Baldwin, or some other guy,
Uh-huh.
or Dennis Hathcock, Sheila and I would do the same thing. Sheila and I would take up for anybody that's been mistreated, or
There you go.
we just would. And I don't know how else that we can put it.
Mm.
So, for all these people, or not all of them, there's a couple, including Mike Elam, that says that uh, showing no proof and this and that. I think he's incorrect. I think Sheila and I have shown many, many things. Dispelled. Guys, there's something about proof. Proof. They're not showing any proof. Mike Elam says they're not showing any proof. It's not Buford Pusser's place to show proof. Proof that what? That he's innocent? That's not his place. His family, his friends, his people are, nobody has to show proof that they're innocent. They're supposed to be proven guilty. Guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That's not happened in Buford's case, and it's certainly not happened for a dead man. This is a dead man that can't talk for himself. This is going to be probably one of the most interesting videos that Sheila and I have made, if it goes the way I hope it does.
Okay.
This is volume one. We'd like to thank, daggone, I meant to remember his name, but forgot it, of course. But
I'll top it in.
we'd like to thank for posting volume one
Yeah. Thank
so
you.
everybody can look at it. So everybody don't have this $400 to go out here and spend on a police report that should be online, that should be PDF, that should be. I see a lot of these documents here now that says PDF. If they're PDF'd, they're PDFs. How hard is it to throw them online? What's that all about? This is volume one, guys. Pauline Pusser.
Okay.
We was talking a few minutes ago before we get started, because I'm all over the place, but before we get started, we was talking about evidence. Mike Elam says not showing any evidence. Yeah, we show quite a bit rather than just sit there in front of a computer screen and talk a good talk
Mhm.
and talk illusionary truths where he tells you something over and over and over to you. He says you start believing it. And from looking at some of his followers, it's true. He's done a good survey there, good research, because he's correct. Guys, I heard Oakley Baldwin say in one of those videos Sheila and I was doing earlier about we don't know what they're going to find in the autopsy from underneath her fingernails. Well, if you've read the autopsy report, you found that they didn't find nothing underneath her fingernails. Now, it doesn't say nothing found under fingernails. It doesn't say that. You and I have said forever. Sometimes the most important evidence that's out there is the evidence that you don't
Don't find.
find. See, that's exculpatory. If they would put something in there and say, we checked her fingernails, because they did. They've checked everything about Pauline's body. If they would have put in there and said, we checked her fingernails and we didn't find anything underneath her fingernails where she had scraped Buford or scratched them, that would be exculpatory. That would be in favor of Buford. That wouldn't support their claim that Buford was abusive toward her, or that she was struggling when she was killed or anything like that. So you don't see anything in that report that says underneath her fingernails. There's nothing there. So since there's nothing there, that means that there's nothing
Mhm.
under her fingernails. I don't know if anybody else looks at it like that or not. And we don't always point it out. We might be done videotaping and we'll comment to each other and then we say, well, I wish we'd put that on the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Shucks, we should have put that in there.
But Oakley Baldwin said, I'm sure they're going to check under her fingernails. I'm sure they're going to. Well, they did. You can bet that they did. They just didn't put that in the report. Had there been anything underneath her fingernails or anything that they could use evidentially to slander Buford or accuse Buford any more than they already have, you can bet it would be out there.
Good
So by
point.
not finding nothing, by not having nothing about the fingernails in the report, means that there was nothing there. We're going to go over this report slow
Okay.
and methodically. And the reason why, I've skimmed over it. Sheila's not looked at it yet.
Mm-mm.
And she's probably going to, that's what I like about her, because she doesn't look at anything till we usually get on here. And then when we do, she might point something out and that I've missed, or I might see something. I try to just look at it one time, just enough to see what we want to put in the, and that gives you a chance to look at it again. But
Right.
table of contents, case number 5-644. That's Buford Pusser case. We know that. Pauline Pusser. It used to say victim and victim. Pauline was a victim. Buford was a victim back in 1967. Now, in 2025, when the report comes out, it says suspect Buford,
Yeah.
victim Pauline.
Yeah. Yeah.
These two people are still victims. They're victims from 1967 and they're victims from 2025. They're victims. Sad, but it's true. Number one, document scan. Number two, document scan. Number three, investigative lead. Location of potential subject was Curtsy McCord Nix, El Reno F Federal Correctional Institution in Oklahoma. So it looks like that maybe on June the 1st, 2023. Now, guys, we could be wrong about anything that we're going to read here. Read it or listen to us at your own risk. We could be wrong about some things that I say. If I am or we are, you can correct us in the comments. Now, Sheila and I said in one of our first videos after this news conference was held, we said, and we started doing our research and we come up with Towhead White and we come up with W.O. Haithcock, we come up with Curtsy, that somebody should go see him.
Right.
And they should offer him a deal. He's been in prison forever. He's been in prison. You can kill somebody. You can kill 5 people. You won't be in there probably as long as he's been in there. He killed 2 people. I think is what he's in there for now. But nowadays you can kill 5 people and you won't get 5 years. Now, from my opinion, and you're going to get a lot of my opinion, speculation, opinion. That's what you get. We put a disclaimer at the back of our videos. It doesn't mean that we're correct in everything we say. We try to be. We try to be as factual and honest. And we also always say, guys, we live in an apartment over top of the family's museum that mother had. She passed away and the family just hasn't figured out what they're going to do with their museum yet, because I was like the prodigal son. I took mine while mother was living. So they give us a place to live here. We sold our house after we retired. And this is what we do. We don't have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out, but we do have a disclaimer at the end. But
sure,
if somebody feels the urge to sue, I guess we'll just have to be in the newspaper and be in the media and be in all the fanfare that Buford Pusser has brought everybody else. So I guess that would be just another way to somebody else to be famous because of Buford Pusser.
Okay.
I said that somebody needs to go talk to Curtsy Nix that wants to solve this case. Now, we know that the TBI, in my opinion,
Mhm.
doesn't want to solve this case. They want to solve it in the way that they see fit. They want to point the finger at Buford Pusser.
So they want to lead you in the direction they want you to
I don't
go
think
in,
they want the
or
truth. I don't think that's their motivation is to get the truth, Sheila.
okay,
No, I don't think it is.
okay,
Because I think a person with authority could go see Curtsy Nix and say, hey, here's the deal. Tell us the truth. Tell us what happened, how it happened, where it happened, when it happened, who was involved. Most of them's dead now.
yeah,
They may be one or two still out there, but most of them's dead. But you got to tell us something that nobody else knows, because otherwise we're gonna think you're just wanting the deal.
there you go.
But you offer him a deal that
Mhm.
he goes free. He's been in prison all these years. You got to make it
Yeah.
sweet. You got to make it, because it would be worth making it sweet to some prosecutor out there
Uh-huh,
that wants the truth,
right.
just to clear Buford's name or convict. Now, you can never convict him because he's never going to get
It's
his
the
day in
feast,
court. So
yeah.
that's as far. You're never going to get a conviction on Buford Pusser. It don't happen. He's past that point. You had 7 years to do that. But going back to this, and he would have to tell you where one or two or three of the guns are at. We threw them. We've heard they threw them in over a bridge somewhere in the water.
Mhm.
Did they? It's what we've heard. Anybody else heard that? Put it in the comments. Have you heard where else they might be? Now, they say in this report they found an old M1 beside the road up there somewhere. It's all rusted up and all that. We'll read about it. But if Nix could tell somebody that wants
Mhm.
the truth with proof, something that nobody else knows, that
Like,
would prove that he was involved, that he knew about it. Here's the other ones that was involved, and he can
what were
prove
you
that.
driving?
It would be worth that
Mhm.
to settle this case. For
Sure.
if there's ever another prosecutor that comes up, an honest prosecutor, a prosecutor or a TBI person that really wants the truth, that would be the way I would go. I would go to Nick's and say, here's the keys. You can walk. Here's the keys. We're going to parole you.
Hmm,
You got to tell us the truth with proof. Something that
exactly.
tells us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you was involved. Let's go on, guys.
Okay.
Investigative activity, retrieval of TBI National Crime Lab file. Retrieval of TBI National Crime Lab file on 6/1/23. Now,
Okay.
what kind of crime lab file was that was retrieved? Because in a minute, you're going to hear where they've gone all over Nashville, Memphis, Jackson, Sumner. They've gone everywhere trying to find the Buford Pusser and Pauline Pusser file and the evidence. So it says here that retrieval.
Mhm.
Let's read number 5.
Mhm.
Investigative lead. Review of case file. Attempt to locate case evidence, projectiles, and shell casings. 6/1. Well, it says up there that retrieval.
Mhm.
Retrieval. Does that mean they retrieved something, or they were attempting a retrieval? Or because right down below it, it says attempt to locate case files, attempt to
Well,
locate case evidence, projectiles, and shell casings. That's on
hmm.
uh, June the 1st.
Okay.
June the 1st. So we're starting out up here on
June. Okay.
in June.
Okay. Correct.
Interview by telephone with former TBI Special Agent Floyd Mangrum. See, guys, you're going to see through here so many people's names were just made famous in this report. This is just volume 1. The way I understand it, there's 6 volumes. So many people's names were made famous just from this report. If you got your name in this report, you done something. If you got your name in this report, you have done something. And you're going to see so many TBI agents throughout history that's got their names in here. Is this just friends of agents that's there now? And they say, hey, let's get so and so. Let's see if he wants to get in here. Let's see if we, or do they really have something to do with this case? Name recognition, fame, fortune, and name recognition. So it says here they had an interview with TBI Special Agent Floyd Mangrum. Now, it doesn't
Okay.
say what that conversation's about,
What it pertained to, yeah.
what it pertained to.
Okay.
They had a conversation with him. Were they just trying to put this guy's name in there to get him in the Buford Pusser file forevermore? Or did he know something? Because it doesn't say what the telephone conversation was about. Interview, telephone, former TBI Special Agent Floyd Mangrum. Meeting, Special Agent in charge Mark Lewis and Michael Parsons, Dusty Parrish, Rebecca Burke with FBI Agent Scott Lawson, FBI Special Agent Matt Chinick, and former TBI Special Agent Jimmy Leach, Jackson Regional Office, 531. So on 531, all these people have gotten together. Now, they're meeting with an FBI agent there.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't the FBI invited in to say, hey, join us on this? Or were they? There's an FBI agent, only they could tell us. They know. Were they just met with and asked questions, or were they said, hey, we're going to reopen the Buford Pusser and Pauline Pusser case. Do you all want to get in on this? And they said, no, we don't want none of that. That's too far back for us. Or were they in on it for a while and then they seen the direction that everybody was trying to take it, the narrative, and they said, guys, we're going to bail out here. You guys go ahead and take this. We're going to let you have it. I don't know that. I'm speculating. Either one or the other. Either they wasn't invited or they was invited and then they bailed out because somebody's talking to FBI agent Scott Lawson and FBI special agent Matt Chikink, whatever his name is there. Number 8. Can you see that, Punk?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Number 8. Investigative activities. Attempt to locate case file at the TBI Johnson City Evidence Vault.
Oh.
Now, guys, we've already been to Nashville Crime Lab, trying to locate the file, the projectiles, the casings. And now, a few days later, we're in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Wow.
We're at the evidence vault. We're trying to find anything dealing with this case. The TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, is trying to find this file. Johnson City, Tennessee. Let me scroll down here just a little bit. Yeah. Number 9, investigative activity. Attempt to locate case file in Jackson. Jackson evidence locker. They've now been to 3 different locations trying to locate anything dealing with the Buford Pusser, Pauline Pusser case.
Yeah.
File or evidence.
Wow.
They're at the evidence labs. They're in the vault.
Okay.
That would be the clothing, the shoes, the blood samples, the projectiles that were taken out of the car, the empty casings that were found laying on the ground.
And they can't find none of that.
None of that. Been to 3 different.
Wow. My
Oh,
goodness.
here's an interesting one, guys. Number
Okay.
10, investigative lead.
Mm-hmm.
They have got an investigative lead, a phone call from Mike Elam. You know, the book writer, the guy that's written a book and does podcasts and bus tours and makes money, has an agenda. When did this?
Wait.
What is that? May
That says May 24th of 2023.
May the 24th, and look over here, January The 10th.
Yeah.
January the 10th of 2023. I just now, that's why I don't look at everything. See? Look here, Sheila. January the 10th. So that's 5 months. We thought it was something, or I did, because I've got it circled, that they started out up here in June.
Mm-hmm.
Look up at number 1, June the 10th. And then they fake you out. They think they put Mike Elam way down here on the list. Like, okay, now they brought Mike Elam in.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, wait a minute. Look at the date, 5/24. But let's see if there's some. Is this deceit? Is this possible deceit? But they wanted to put it in there so they could.
They tried to slide that in.
So Mike Elam couldn't come back someday and say, "Hey, look here, I met with them first on January the 10th."
Yeah, but how come the dates don't match, or how come there's 2
Sheila,
different sets? I don't
this is
understand that.
okay. January the 10th is the first time that they ever met with Mike Elam.
Okay, so
It wasn't even. I thought it was something that they met on May the 24th.
that's what I'm saying.
They just put that there because they sure didn't want to put January. They sure didn't want to put the first month of the year that Mike Elam had already met with them and gave them information. So they skipped down to the second date, and they're using February or May the 24th. Guys, Mike Elam first met with the TBI on January the 10th, 2023. Mike Elam first had contact, phone call from Mike Elam. The first phone call that he had, or at least the one they're putting on here, it could have been before that. If somebody's going like this, they could have left the first one. It may have been back in 2020. Who knows?
Well, if you look at number 8, there you go again. It says 531 in the one column, but then right there underneath the Johnson City evidence vault, it says 62.
Attempt to locate. Well, that means that they went on 531
and didn't find it or something.
And they've gone back on 6/2, or they had something else dealing. They put both dates. Both of those dates are dealing with that.
Okay. But so it should have started with 5/24 instead of
6/10.
Yeah.
Up top there where it says 6/10.
Yeah.
The first thing that happened on this case should have been when they first started contacts. When they first opened the cold case, if you'll notice, Mr. Davis and Mr. Rouse said, we've been looking through some cold cases, and then we opened up Buford Pussers and we started looking for information. Then we got this gun, and no, they made contact. Mike Elam made contact with them and sold them on this story that he's wrote in a book and put on podcast.
Wow.
Remember at one time, I don't know if he's still on there or not. At one time, Mike Elam is a friend, is a follower. Mark Davison,
Mr. Davison, yeah,
follows Mike Elam on Facebook. Yeah. He follows Mike Elam. An attorney general in the state of Tennessee follows a book writer that has spread nothing but rumors and hearsay, and it's been proven and going to be proven even more as it comes about.
Wow.
So the first time they had, guys, I circled that there to your right. You'll see
it.
5/24. I thought that was a big deal because that's when they first made contact. That's when this case got reopened. Not up there. They just didn't want to put Mike Elam at the main top. They brought him down halfway of the page. But not only that, the first contact was not on May the 24th, as they say there. The first contact is over here at January the 10th of 2023 of that year. Why didn't they put over there where I've got circled, if investigative lead, phone call from Mike Elam? Why didn't they put 110? If they had to put one date, if they just want to put one date over there, why didn't you put the first date? Why didn't you put the earliest date? Because it would have been way too early. So there's where it started. Most of you follow me. If you're not,
they are.
This is that's where it started. Mike Elam sold them hook, line, and sinker on his book, and here we go.
Okay.
So Mike Elam's number 10 should actually be number 1 at the top of the page. Number 11, investigative activity, attempt to locate items of Evidence of Crime Museum. So they've got evidently a TBI museum that they have.
Oh,
Evidently, they've got a museum that they've put things in where they've arrested different people or pipes or shanks or whatever you keep up with. And they've gone to their museum, the way I understand it, to attempt to locate items of evidence. Anything. It just says items of evidence.
yeah. They're
That's
not
that's
listing or
that's four places now,
yeah.
at least four. Attempt to locate evidence of crime. Number 12, investigative activity. Guys, hang with us. This gets real interesting.
Wow, it's already interesting.
Investigative activity. Attempt to locate items of evidence at crime museum. Now, 11 and 12 are the same. It's got the same
Yeah,
date. Why?
that's interesting.
Number
Typo,
13, huh?
maybe a typo.
Number 13, interview telephone former TBI SAC Deputy Director Steve O. Watson on 6/6/23. Now, y'all may recall that name, Steve Watson, and Sheila may put that right in here somewhere. But Steve Watson, baby, am I not correct? Isn't that the one that had wrote the memo in 1983 to Warren
Yes,
Jones
yes.
and asked Warren Jones, where's the file on Buford Pusser and
Mhm.
Pauline? And he said, the last time I saw that file, John Sloan had it.
Yeah.
And they wrote a letter to John Sloan. And that was it was 1983 when he got this letter, but Warren Jones said the last time I saw it was 1976
76.
when John Sloan had the case file. John Sloan wrote back and said, I gave the case file back to Warren Jones. I had no evidence. I didn't take any evidence. I just updated the file and I gave it back to Warren Jones.
Mm.
That was his reply. And the agent in charge at that time, which would make sense why he's in here, is Steve O. Watson. So on June the 6th, 2023, they contacted him. Investigative activity. TBI, Knoxville Evidence Storage Inquiry.
Oh,
Now they're at Knoxville. There's 5 different TBI locations and offices and vaults. 5 right now that they have gone to in the last since well, they're saying in this month because it started June the 10th up here,
mhm,
and this is June the 6th down here. So we're still in June. They've
mhm.
already been to 5 different locations trying to find evidence and
Mm.
case files.
Yeah, on June the 12th is where there was at Knoxville.
Okay. Uh, Again, locate items at the museum on number 12 here.
Mhm. No, I'm saying June the
No,
12th,
go
number
on down.
14.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
number 4. You got to tell me about the numbers.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Knoxville Evidence Storage Inquiry.
Mhm.
Number 15, investigative activity. Death photos of victim Pauline Mullins Pusser, scanned and digitized TBI Nashville Crime Lab. Now, guys, where did they get the photographs at?
This
What they
it says, does that say 5-2 or 6-2? 6-2?
6/2.
Okay.
Wow, what did I say 5?
No, I was just looking over there. It says 6-8, and that one looks says 6-2.
Yeah, 2 different dates there.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah, I
curious.
mean, it is curious. If you're looking at an accident report or any kind of police report, you look at things like that,
Mhm.
especially for court purposes, especially for attorneys.
Wow.
What is the purpose for having 2 dates? A good attorney will find out under oath, and they'll find out, why do you have Mike Elam's date over here, but he's also here? Why didn't you put the first date?
Mhm.
Why do you have 2 dates here and you've got the latter date shown 6/8 rather than 6/2 when you first went to look?
Mm.
We don't know.
I don't
Could it
know.
be nothing? On
Yeah.
this, it could be on Mike Elam. I think it's deceit. This right here, who knows? But again,
Mhm.
if you'll tell a lie about one thing,
Mhm.
if you'll be deceitful about one thing, Fred
Wow.
McCoy's opinion, you'll be deceitful about something else. What's that old saying? A web we weave.
Once we practice to deceive.
And that's what happens. Sometimes you make a bigger
Yeah.
the death photos.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he get the death photos?
Interesting.
Where did they get them? Now, the this should have been in the file. We know they went back, or we don't know, but we assume they got their photos from the vehicle, the ambush site, from either the newspaper, 12th of August, other books that's been written. Those photographs are in those books.
Mm-hmm.
Those photographs was in the newspaper. So any photograph that's ever been in the newspaper, that's what they got their photographs from, because remember, they have lost their file. And in that file would be their photographs.
Wow.
Number 16, photographs. Original photographs of ambush vehicle crime scene on New Hope Road, August the 12th. I've got an arrow pointing towards that. Original photographs, it says. Original. See, under oath, hopefully, in these civil cases,
Mm-hmm.
the attorneys will be questioning under oath to see if one or all or any of these agents don't tell the truth. And that's how you catch people in things like this. Now, they can go over this from our video and they can all get together and they can get their story straight, or what they think is straight.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean it's going to pan out when it comes to court, when the witnesses are separated, segregated, and they don't know what the other one's been asked, and they ask the same question. That's how you come up with your perjury charges
Mm-hmm.
from court cases.
Yeah.
All it takes is one fib, not a fib. It takes a lie,
Okay.
one untruth, and now somebody else is charged. Forget Buford Pusser. Somebody's put their whole career on the line. Now, hopefully, before all this comes out in a civil case, just like with the FBI right now, just like what's going on with the FBI whistleblowers, hopefully somebody will step forward and say, whoa, guys, listen, this has gone far enough. I've got a career. I'm not putting my head on the chopping block. I'm not taking a chance. I'm telling the truth. I'm not.
Might be what it takes.
Number 17, lab report, TBI firearms identification test. 99-0-381, dated September the 5th, 1967, conducted by firearms examiner R.C. Goodwin. Now, if you'll remember back in that report up here to the other guy we was looking at earlier,
Mm-hmm.
Steve O. Watson,
Mm-hmm.
Sloan or Jones one tells him, said, some of the evidence may be with the gun guy, the guy that was in charge of the armory, and that was R.C. Goodwin.
Okay.
TBI firearms identification test report. So they're saying that they've went and got this report. Now, where did this report, if they did get the report, is this the original report that was in the file that's missing? Or is this a report that's
Wow.
been made?
Mm-hmm.
Number 18, medical report. Medical examiner's report dated 12/15/67 by McNairy County Medical Examiner Dr. Harry Pillar, 6/13/2023. Medical report dated 12/15. So they went and got the medical report that was on file
Mm-hmm.
at Dr. Pillar's office or the coroner's office or wherever they had this at. Somebody
Mm.
wasn't able to get to this file because it looks like they've recovered it, but they recovered it. This report was dated 12/15 of 1967. December the 15th, August, September, October, November, December. This report wasn't signed till December the 15th.
Really?
Why is that?
Oh.
Well, could it be that? So, guys, Harry Pillar, Dr. Pillar, didn't do the report or didn't sign the report until December the 15th of 67. Why? Now, some people says Mike Elam called him a liar the other day. I saw on one of his videos. Dr. Pillar's a liar. A liar? You can prove that a man intentionally lied on an
Mm,
official document? Why would you say that? Because Dr. Pillar didn't have the things in that day that we have today.
mhm, mm,
Dr. Pillar can only go on what was told to him, what he thought, what the injury looked like, and he says a shot in the front. Buford said she was shot in the front. When Buford looked over and saw her head blowing
mm,
apart, he thought she was shot in the front.
mm,
The only thing that would prove that she wasn't shot in the front was that the fact that, and Sheila done this the other day because I was thinking, if you look at the autopsy, but the windshield's not broke,
the windshield, there's one shot
but
there,
it's on the other side.
but
If
it's
she
on it's going inside out. It's
Now, why would he take that long to finish his report if he's covering for Buford Pusser? If he's trying to cover for Buford, why would he take 4 months to do the report, to sign it? He was waiting. Dr. Pillar was waiting for evidence to come in. He was waiting for these rumors to
mm,
subside. He was waiting to see if there was anything to these rumors before he called it officially,
mm,
before he called anything, or
wow, yeah.
he waited all that time. That was after Abernathy had come out with his thing in the newspaper and said, listen, if there's any evidence here that Buford's done something, tell us now. We haven't found anything. It's unsubstantiated. This is nothing but rumors.
Yeah,
And he put a stop to it. Dr. Pillar has signed. It ain't like they rushed to judgment. It ain't like they was trying to cover for Buford. They let it go until they seen it wasn't going no more other than rumors.
right. Okay.
All right, number 19, investigative lead. Now, this is an investigative lead. Blood, blood discovered on outside windshield and hood of ambush vehicle. Wow. An investigative lead on June the 13th, 2023. They found the car. They've, I'm
Wow.
joking. I'm being
Yeah.
facetious. You can't find blood discovered on the outside of the windshield and the hood of the ambush vehicle when the ambush vehicle has been missing for 58 years. Go ahead, babe. What do you want to say?
It says
I
it's
hear you.
discovered by Warren Jones on 6/13 of 2023.
Discovered by Warren Jones, 6/13, June the 13th, 2023. That's the report, guys. Remember this report? Remember this so called statement? This is my opinion. Remember the so called statement from Moffat? The
Mm-hmm.
so called statement from Buford Pusser? 3 pages, no letterhead, no signatures, no witnesses, no date, no. It looks to me like investigative lead, blood discovered on the outside the windshield and hood of the ambush vehicle. Discovered by TBI Warren Jones, 6/13. I've got Elam there because, in my opinion, I think that's when Mike Elam has given them. I don't. I don't think that report came from. After reading this, don't think it come from Warren Jones anymore. I think somebody wrote that up, and I think that somebody has given this to the TBI and said, "Hey, look here. Warren Jones says that there's blood samples here." But then again, let's look at the other side. Let's look at this way, see, because you can point you in that direction. But let's wait a minute. Let's look at the evidence.
It's inconclusive.
The evidence tells us it's inconclusive.
Yeah.
If it's inconclusive back in 1967 or 68, what does that mean? That means that Warren Jones submitted those blood samples to the FBI lab.
Mhm.
So this would have been dealing with Warren Jones. 6/13, Warren Jones is not alive. Warren Jones, they may have looked at it, but they're saying discovered by TBI
Yeah.
Special Agent Warren Jones. It was discovered by, first of all, it wasn't discovered at no time. It was alleged. He thought that Pauline's blood, he wanted people to believe that her blood was on the outside of the vehicle. that she had been killed outside and moved inside. Look at your date there, 6/13/2023. In history, as history comes by, it's like it's an agent that's alive and well today, and that's what it looks like to me. Investigative activity, statement analysis of suspect Buford Pusser and McNairy County Sheriff, Chief Deputy Moffitt's statements, 6/13/2023. Guys, I'm going back here to Mike Elam.
Yeah.
Going back to Mike Elam. Because here comes up Jim Moffitt's so-called statement.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Buford Pusser's so-called statements.
Mm-hmm.
Number 20 there. Look at it real good. And I don't have to tell nobody, but I'm sure the attorneys, when they get in court, it's going to be like the one up there of Mike Elam, January or June or May and so forth. This one's going to get a lot of attention right here. Number 20.
Wow.
Investigative activity, statement analysis
Mm-hmm.
of Buford Pusser and Jim Moffitt. Statement analysis? Who's analyzing it? Who's analyzing this so-called statement? Who's calling this a statement? Who took this statement? What was the witnesses who signed it? Where's the letterhead? I have a feeling Mr. Elam is with them on this. My feeling, Mike Elam's the one that come out and says Moffitt's got a statement. Buford, according to Buford Pusser's statements, and the TBI went with it as if that's statements. It's not Buford's statement. That's written in third person. Sheila points this out many a time. It's even written in third person. Buford said this. Buford said that.
He stated this.
Yeah.
He stated that.
How do we know that? Recovery of evidence. 524. Look at the top of that page, guys. 524. What else happened on 524? What else happened? Remember, that was the date that they interviewed an investigative lead, Mike Elam. But wait, it also said down below that one, January. Mm-hmm. January they had talked to Mike Elam. But they happened to put the 24th. Now they've got the 24th again. Now they didn't mention this up top. Mm-hmm. They could have mentioned, talked to Mike Elam, met with Mike Elam, done this, done that, all up there in one paragraph. But they put up there, talked to Mike Elam, and 23 all the way down here, it says recovery of evidence, M1 carbine rifle from Ricky Plunk. Bobby Locke. It's Tennessee Firearms, something maybe. TFA.
TFA.
Bobby Locke, 524. So on this date, somebody has met with Ricky Plunk and recovered evidence.
Now, which we didn't see it here, but 21 and 22, that was also dealing with Ricky Plunk. It didn't show up on our screen, but it was an audio.
Yeah, you're right. This is the one.
Contact.
The paper didn't print it all out. 21 and 22 was dealing with meeting or audio of Ricky Plunk. So, good point. Thanks for bringing that out. But that was just so there. But I think it was the same date.
I was going to say,
I'm thinking it was the same date. We'll look and see. And if it's a different date, she can put it in a text at the bottom of the screen here if there's anything relevant there that.
Yeah, I'll add it if I can.
But as of right now, they've recovered this M1 rifle on the same day that they've also had a phone call with Mike Elam or talked to Mike Elam, 524. But they've also talked to Mike Elam in January also. Plunk. Number 24, request for examination. Saginaw M1 30 caliber carbine rifle, serial number 359926. 359926. Any of you police officers out there, FBI, ATF, Anybody that's out there that's got access to NCIC or anything else, military, there's a bunch of people that I think have filed Freedom of Information Acts. The government's been shut down. They couldn't get anything back, but now that it's opened back up, that's the serial number to that gun. Is that one of the guns that was stolen? Anybody that's in Jackson, Tennessee, remember they said that Buford went to court with O'Neill Moffett. He took him to court, trying to help him out of trouble after he stole 6 or 8 M1 rifles and 46 shotguns from the United States Air Force.
Yeah.
And he had to go to federal court. And I think he was discharged and all that, but TBI Jackson Lab. So they're at the Jackson Lab now. 25, document ATF firearms trace request. They requested a trace on this M130 caliber rifle, serial number 359926, on June the 14th.
Yeah.
Now, what come back? Maybe we'll see it down through here, but I don't think we do. I think that's all you hear on that gun. I haven't seen anything that come back yet. What was the ATF's finding? The ATF run a trace on the gun, tracking the gun from the time it was made to where it's at now. Especially anytime it's been registered or changed hands.
That's interesting.
Why is nothing here on their investigation? Or is there on down? Let's
maybe
wait.
Yeah, maybe it'll be listed on
Let's
down.
don't jump the gun.
Okay.
I could have overlooked it. I don't remember seeing anything from ATF. I'm hoping I remember to come back to it, because if there's nothing in here from ATF, why? Did the TBI just conveniently forget to put the results of this trace? Is this actually one of the guns stolen by O'Neill Moffett? Is it a clean gun? There's nothing to it. Either way, the ATF would have responded back to their request, and they would have been able to put something in the file. We'll see if we see anything. If I do forget to come back to this, guys, because this is going to be 4 or 5 videos also, I can see right now, I'm not going to get in a hurry going through this. And there's a reason for that. But so if you enjoy watching this, great, stay with us. And if you don't have the time for it, then you may miss something because it gets interesting. 26, interview with Kersey McCord Nix, 6/21. Now, what was the date up there earlier?
They already had one up there. It was
Kersey Nix, June the 1st. June the 1st is when they first met with him, and now they're back in contact
on the 21st.
On the 21st. Oh, this is dealing with a disciplinary report. So they've requested any disciplinary actions that he's had while he's been in El Reno. Go ahead, bud.
Here. It's audio. It says an interview audio. So they called him?
Interview audio. Looks like they would have said phone call, but yeah. Looks like they may have made a call even. Or is it to him, Sheila? Interview audio. Yeah. Nix Jr.
Yeah.
Of course. Now look down below at 27. Document. Courtesy Nix the disciplinary report. So they may have talked to him on the 21st, but they also got the report back. I bet they got the report from the prison.
Yeah.
And after they got the report, they called Courtesy maybe.
Okay.
To ask him a question about something in that report.
Okay.
Could be wrong. Number 28, Courtesy, his inmate center report. Same day. Number 29, investigative activity. So we've got some investigative activity going on here. Let's see what we got. Blood evidence discovered outside windshield and hood of ambush vehicle. Discovered by TBI Special Agent Warren Jones. Sent to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia, 6/13/23. Now, guys, we know that's not true. We know that he submitted that to the FBI back in 1967, September of 67. why would they put that there and put 2023 as if this case has been actively investigated? Oh, this will look good in 50 years from now or 20 years from now. Somebody's research it and they think, oh, look here. Because they get mixed up and they don't realize who these guys are. And they think, oh, 2023, they've submitted this to the FBI for an analysis. They've recovered this blood off the windshield and the hood. This happened in 1967, guys. But they've got a date there sent to FBI Crime Lab, Quantico, Virginia, 6/13. This would be a good question for the attorneys to ask, and I'm sure they will. Ever who's in charge of this report, and they're going to say, so when did you submit this blood test to Quantico on 6/13? Who did you submit it to, and where did you get the blood sample at? Well, no, that's not really the blood sample. That's the report that Warren Jones had done. He had done this back in 67. Then why did you put 6/13 of 23? Are you trying to be deceitful?
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm giving you my opinion. I think they're being deceitful. That's my opinion. And from other things that I have already seen, like the reenactments and different things, they have a narrative and they're going after that narrative. But we'll find out. And if I'm wrong at the end of the day after court, if I'm sitting in the courtroom there one day and there's a civil case going on and I hear them say, oh, I resubmitted the report, I redone this, on 6/13, because see, they can't go back and do it now. They can't go back and do it now. This is 2023. If they do it now, if they do anything fooling with the FBI where they can try to, this case is over, it's closed. When they sent this report out, it's done. Don't go back and change. Don't go back and try to resubmit now to cover for something that people's looking at. Warren Jones, discovered by TBI agent Warren Jones, sent to FBI Crime Lab in Quantico, Virginia, 6/13/2023. If you guys were reading that and didn't know who Warren Jones was, didn't know he's deceased, didn't know that that was Buford Pusser's nemesis, then you would think that somebody just submitted this. Am I wrong, Sheila?
No, it's
now you're
the way
fair.
I'm reading it. It sounds like it was sent on 6/13
Yeah.
of 2023. The way it's stated, the wording.
Let's don't beat a dead horse, but
yeah.
Number 30, investigative activity. Number 2, attempt to locate case evidence, 6/15. They don't say where they're at or what they're doing or who they're talking to, but it's investigative. Now, again, I said from the beginning, there's going to be a lot of stuff. 2,500 pages. I thought it was bad when it was 1,000 pages. But there's going to be so much garbage and repeat stuff through this report. What's that got to do with anything? They don't say where they're at. Attempt number 2 to locate case evidence. Investigative activity. They don't say where they're at, who's doing this search, what they're looking for. Are they looking for evidence, physical evidence, casings, bullets, blood samples? Or are they still looking for the file? We don't know. They don't say it. That's a filler. That's to fill in another line to make another. I feel you. They know I'm right. If they're still following us on our channel by now, they know what we know.
Okay.
31. I got filler there.
Yeah.
I got filler. Guys, it's hard to write with that mouse when you're trying to take, which I don't have good writing anyway, but it's hard. So I was just trying to give myself a hint there. Filler. Number 31, document criminal history report of Courtesy McCord Nix, July 5th, 2023. Well, guys, you could have got a newspaper from the 70s and looked at that. You can get any newspaper from 1970s when Nix killed them people or had them killed and so forth. And
the Judge Sherry.
Yeah.
That...
Yeah, that's the names. And there's you. So they got the criminal history report for Courtesy. I feel that's another filler. Number 32, document transcription of interview with Courtesy. So they've got the transcription here.
Okay.
And that's going to be in this file, hopefully. hopefully number 32, when they go through this file,
Mm-hmm.
if this is just the index, hopefully there's going to be some good information there.
Huh.
We don't have access to that. All we've got is the title page of this stuff. Meeting with Michael Parsons with Mike Elam.
Ooh.
Now this is the third, at least the third or fourth contact they have had with Mike Elam. And they got the man here.
Oh.
Dennis Hathcock. They met him at Southwood Inn, room 107 in Selmner.
Huh.
Southwood Inn, room 107. I'll tell you what Sheila and I like doing. We'll do it one day, maybe, Lord's will.
What's that?
Next time we get back down to Adamsville and Selmner, what are we going to do?
Go to that room?
We'll go stay in that room. They had a meeting in that hotel room, or they stayed in that room, and we will go to that hotel and we will stay just like we did in the Mark Putnam Hotel back in Pike County and places that him and her stayed and rendezvoused. We do that.
Yep.
Been there, done that, we can say then. So they met with Mike Elam in room 107 of this Southwood Inn.
Mm-hmm. Mike and Dennis. So that's the
guys,
first time they met with
that
Mr.
was the
Dennis?
day that, had they been investigators, they had the best person next to Nix, next to Curtsy Nix. They had the next best person in the world they could ever be with to interrogate, not interview, interrogate. Give a polygraph and interrogate. What was you doing out here following Buford Pusser around? See, it's all these years, 58 years later. People get brave. I'm speculating.
Okay.
I'm giving my opinion. People get brave after so many years that something happened and nobody's been called or nobody's been brought to justice, and then they start throwing this out there and throwing that. I was out there, I was here, I was there, I was following around. Wow, do you know how suspicious that is, that somebody's following somebody around all night long till they go in at 2:00 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said he'd only got home a few minutes from the interview that I heard. Now, it's on Mike Elam's page, but he was telling Mike Elam he just got in and got to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
When they come in there and woke him up and said, Johnny, was it? Johnny wants you on the phone. What's he want? I don't know. He goes in there and he says, they've had a shootout. They've had something happen on the New Hope Road.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes off. He's one of the first people there. He runs up on the deputy out there by himself.
Yeah.
He's the one that finds the skull
Yeah.
over in the ditch. He finds all these casings. He
Yeah.
knows right where to go to the second ambush site. He found it. He's a kid. He's 17, 18 years old.
Why was he allowed to interfere or compromise the crime scene?
Things were not like they are now. This is 58 years ago. You didn't put your yellow tape up. You didn't keep up this. That's what people, Mike Elam and people like that, Oakley Baldwin talks as if you're doing it today. Buford Pusser should have kept a dispatch log. He should have kept his times down. He should have kept an incident report. What the heck are you talking about? This is 1967, guys. 1967. But my point is right there, they missed the best point. That tells me they didn't want to solve this case. They had a narrative, and they wanted that narrative to point to Buford Pusser. They wanted that narrative to point towards a dead man, not just a dead man, a famous dead man. Let's steal his glory and make it ours. Let's steal his fame and make it ours. That's my opinion. Guys, it's 1 hour. We're going to cut this video. She'll say continued right here, and we'll see you on the next one. Now, listen, if you go away, be sure and go try to find these files and use your own imagination and investigative skills and look through these, because we've got some more coming. We've got 11 pages on this one volume, and this is only our second page.
Yeah. Did you finish this one though, or we still got more to go on this page here?
We're at 37.
So you still have.
So we'll pick up where we
Okay.
left off at.
All right.
So Sheila will put continued here, and then she'll finish up
So am I closing?
on part 2.
Okay. All right, guys. We hope you're doing well today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. God bless.
Thanks, guys. God bless.